Hola.
Hello? Hello, hello?
Hello.
Oh, wow. Hey there, Beef.
Hey there, KaijuX.
It's about time. Oh, man. Let's see. Oh, boy. Looks like Deseret Perchstall's having a hard time. Oh, boy. Alright, just give him a second.
Yeah, it's understandable.
So, oh, boy. Yeah, this might give him a second. Alright,
Yeah, I don't have a problem waiting. I'm just chilling.
alright. Nowhere nearly as bad wind as you told me there would be.
I found a relatively decent area,
Okay, okay, that works. That works. Alright.
although there are like sirens going
Oh,
on. There's a train. I'm like, where is there a train? I've never seen a train anywhere close to where I live.
oh, jeez. All right. I mean, unless Desiree left, then well, oops. But
Yeah.
yeah, because I know he said that he was going to be that he tried to get on, but he tried to rejoin later or something like that. I only skimmed it real quick, so it just might be down to you and me, at least for now.
Oh,
So
that's scary.
yeah, it's not as bad as it would be, but
Do you
yeah.
so you're recording this, right? Or when
I'm recording right now.
you're going
Actually, the
to?
moment you said hello,
Oh
it
dear
was.
God.
I pretty much had this go like okay and record. I experimented with this equipment before, you know.
Okay, good. I was gonna say
Yeah.
I've had some idiots be like they're recording and they record everything, but not other people's voices. So it's just like they're talking
Oh, so it's just
and
like
you
talking
see
to
them.
themselves.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm like, no, didn't do too good there, sport.
Right, right. Yeah. So hopefully it won't be that bad. I tried it with video, but I don't think that it didn't work as well as I hoped. So just it's just gonna be audio from here.
Yeah,
So
you
anyway,
just put you could just put like a picture of I don't know like the ugliest Godzilla related thing you think
don't worry,
of,
I,
and
I have that all planned out. I know what I'm gonna have pictures of and all that, so I kind of made some stuff in advance.
sweet.
Anyway, before we kick it off, I am Toho Kingdom user KaijuX, KWC editor, and technically second in command.
I have a much less impressive title. I am just a KWC lackey at TK, and I go by the name of Beef Big Shot.
All right, hello Beef, how have you been doing?
Fantastic.
All right, cool. So let's see, what were some of the suggestions here? Okay.
I mean,
Yes.
if we ever like don't have things to talk about, we can always just fall back on the Godzilla versus Hedra match. I mean,
Oh, of course, of course. It's the best match to fall back on. When you look at
yeah,
65 minutes and 36 seconds of Godzilla versus Hedorah, you could totally see Bag in there. I'm surprised people don't pick up on that.
yeah. He's actually in every single Godzilla movie. People just, they don't notice him. I don't understand.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Even after his demise in 1993, it's like he's still there watching you.
Yeah. Do you know he's actually the one piloting Kuryu the whole time?
That sounds about right. Because I know
Yeah.
Gojira would never act that way.
Yeah.
Team Plastic. Oh, man.
That's why Godzilla ran away
It makes
after the
perfect
first fight. He was
sense.
scared.
It's
Yeah.
100% canon, everyone.
Yeah. I promise.
Oh gosh, that's good.
Don't fact check me because I am right. I know that. Just don't worry about it. It's fine. I got it. It's here. It's my in front of me. The
Uh,
facts from a website.
yes, the website that may or may not exist. Oh wait, that's
The
Toho
one that
Kingdom.
is
Never mind.
the one that is 100% true in everything it says. I promise. I can't give you its name
I understand.
though.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Yeah, sorry for the abrupt cut. A little did I realize that yeah, I'm the recording material I'm using is only in the trial mode, so I can't record the full thing. At least not instantaneously.
Eh.
So we'll just have to keep going. I'll have to keep clicking record every time it stops. Oh well. 5 minutes is better than nothing, I suppose.
Ugh, it's gonna be a bunch of weird edits. Everyone will be like really, in-depth conversation and cut,
Yeah, it's
and
like,
it
what
start
the
up like
heck?
10 words later.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's freaking crazy.
Uh,
Uh, Dang, I knew I should have let the full recording go out with during my experiments. Oh well.
well, nah, never mind. Probably shouldn't discuss this. Discuss the means of pirating so you can get things for free.
Oh
Don't
god.
do that, kids. It's bad.
Yeah,
Don't do drugs.
it's really bad. Only unless you get from begging, then that's fine.
Yeah, he'll give you the best drugs. I promise.
Yes, he will. Anyway, I suppose. Let's see. What am I trying to?
Suppose
I lost my train
question.
of thought. Dang it.
Don't worry. My train of thought gets like crashed all the time. Just
You mean like a Windows 98?
yes, exactly like that.
Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Where was some of these suggestions?
Could always start with a favorite movie of
Oh,
Godzilla.
okay. Favorite Godzilla movie? Oh, I'll let you go first if that's all right.
Oh god dang it. um I'll let him go first and think about this, but all right, I got a weird one. I like Godzilla Raids Again the most, mostly
Really?
because yeah, mostly because of nostalgia actually. A lot, it's the nostalgia shield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of I don't know, a lot of it was when I was young, Angus was like my favorite monster, and then my brother was like, "Do you know there's a movie where he fights Godzilla and it's just them?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah."
Huh.
And I'm like, well, you have to show me this. And he did. And he was like, you won't like it. It's in black and white. I'm like, it's Angus. I don't care. Everything else doesn't matter.
Oh
And
wow.
then, yeah,
Oh
I don't
that.
know. I don't, I really like it. I like looking at like now, I still like it now,
Mhm,
on a more objective standpoint. Cause um, can I say it's a 1950s monster movie.
right.
And while it's not as good as like Gojira, technically, um, I don't know. I still like 1950s monster movies because they just have a certain charm to them, I guess.
Ah,
Um,
right.
so I guess that's part of the charms, the way I like it. It's just the way things are like shot in it, and I don't know, it just resonates well with me.
Huh. That's actually really interesting because, to be frank, Godzilla Raids Again is probably my least favorite of the films, actually. Oh my
I've
goodness.
grown immune to people like how some people get mad when they don't like your favorite movie. I've
Yeah.
pretty much grown immune to it because I do know Godzilla Raids Again is considered a terrible movie, and it kind of is. So
Right.
kind of
Don't.
accepted that.
Yeah, I know. Same case here. It's like, yeah, I actually have a soft spot for Godzilla's Revenge of all movies, believe it or not.
Ugh,
And again,
yuck.
for aforementioned reasons of kind of like the nostalgia shield for the most part. Yeah, I'm aware it's a terrible movie, but there's just I don't know. For me, there's just this weird sort of I wouldn't want to say charm, but there's just this weird
Yeah.
vibe, a good vibe I get from that movie, and I don't quite understand why. Oh, hello.
Yeah, it's
Yo,
All right, hey. I thought you'd never come back. It's just
yeah, yeah. It just took me a while.
all right. Yeah, unfortunately, the recording material I'm using right now is kind of on trial mode, so and it's kind of closing in on the 5 minute mark. So it's like anytime it like hits 5 minutes, I have to kind of like restart the recording for the most part every 5 minutes. So yeah. All right. Anyway, all right, Purge Stall, introduce yourself real quick.
I am Derzerb or Draglord from the Toho Kingdom forums, one of the current administrators. I've also written for the KWC a few times. I've written King Caesar versus Monster X and Gyra the Green Gargantua versus Anguirus.
Oh, interesting. Oh, wow. Cool. I remember Monster X versus King Caesar versus Monster X was always one of my favorite matches.
I do like that one a lot.
Thanks.
Partially, if only because it was like one of Monster X's first wins, so it's like it's about time.
I think it's still his only win
thus far. But anyway, Beef and I were talking about, kind of like favorite Godzilla films and all that. His was Raids Again, believe it or not, and and then we were just talking about how I have a certain soft spot for Godzilla's Revenge of all movies.
Well, I liked Godzilla's Revenge as a kid, and I still do. I mean, is it the greatest of Godzilla movies? No, but I still think it's an entertaining movie. Plus, I mean, you're still getting to watch stock footage from some of the best battles in the Showa era at that time. So,
right.
you know.
Granted, new footage would have been nice too, but hey, what can you do?
Yeah.
So
I think my favorite Godzilla movie to this day is still Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla in 1974.
Really?
I love the music. I love the fights, and I mean it's monkeys in silver jumpsuits. I mean, how's that not a funny alien? So.
Right. Oh wow. Huh.
They're some of my favorite aliens throughout the entire course of Godzilla, like the franchise as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I remember they used to like scare me as a kid. Like I'd skip past that scene because it was like creepy.
I remember like the one scene where it was like that one simian on the boat. It was like
Yeah.
like I think when he gets like shot down, he does that
like that face like disfiguration thing.
Right. Like after he had like his face already morphed in half or whatever. It's just like the point where I think he's like shot down, falls over the boat. That scream he does is like, oh, that cracked me up as a kid. Oh my goodness.
Really? They used to give me nightmares as a kid.
Oh. Huh. Well, I have to say, out of the films, my favorite is probably Gojira, the original '54 Japanese version. It's just a lot more of like the atmosphere, the themes, the solid story overall. That
the dread, in some
that sense of dread and that certain bleakness to it. That's just like, jeez, this is some like really heavy material. And the fact that it's in black and white, I think helps it a lot.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like one of the masterpieces of cinema nowadays, and I just can't help but love it. It's like if it had been for this movie, we wouldn't have this franchise. Though I guess that credit should go to either Raids Again or King Kong versus Godzilla, but
Probably King Kong versus Godzilla.
probably.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it.
Somewhere along those lines where Godzilla jumped into color.
Yeah.
Anyway, least favorite movies. Go.
I'll go first again.
Okay.
Let's see. Well, I want to say Godzilla's Revenge for obvious reasons. But I feel like that's cheating. So, what else is there? Godzilla versus Gigan. That is the one.
Oh, wow.
That's the other one.
Huh.
I really hate that movie.
Oh, wow. Say, wasn't there a movie made by Roland Emmerich, I think?
Oh, I don't.
We don't talk about that.
Oh, okay.
It's not a Godzilla movie. It doesn't count.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I'd say my least favorite Godzilla movies has to go to Raids Again. I wasn't really, I wasn't really, raised with Raids Again as a kid, partially, and that I just kind of found it to be, I don't know, I just found it to be boring in my opinion. I mean, Yeah, it has the most, like, I'll give it this, that it probably has the most vicious of the fights compared to the rest of the series, and that I like out of it, but it's just kind of like the human storyline is just very boring to me. So, there's just no real meat, and it's like retrending on the 1954 movie, so.
I can
But
see where not. Oh, sorry.
But needless to say, if you think Raids Again is, least favorite, then just know I absolutely loathe the American cut. So that's the other movie that I don't consider related to Godzilla. It's the American cut. Oh gosh.
Gigantus the fire monster.
Yep. Oh
Ugh.
gosh.
With the anger
Banana.
roars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh man, I'd rather listen to Hanna-Barbera's Godzilla's roar 10 times a day than freaking ugh.
The Japanese cut is significant. I don't watch it often. I did give it a watch just because I wanted to see the difference. And the Japanese cut is much better with the sound effects. It's a lot less busy.
All right, I think for my least favorite Godzilla movie, it's Final Wars. I mean, I
Oof,
like
yeah,
I like Don Fry, but I just could not get into the movie. Like I like some of the redesigns, like Gigan's. Well, I like both the Showa and Final Wars designs. I mean, either one works for me. But I mean, some of the redesigns were good, but some aren't. Kaiser Ghidorah was just horribly. It was just a bad suit in general. The fights, though short, they just weren't that entertaining to me. That and they were just curb stomp battles. I mean, give Godzilla a little bit of a challenge. Give him, make him actually little work for his victories a little bit. Like the only time he actually had trouble was during Monster X.
Right. Hang on a second. Hang on, we're adding another to the call.
Uh-oh.
Here comes Gray. You there?
Don't think so.
Oh
Nope.
boy, this might take a while. Oops.
There we go.
Did you scared
Hello?
Okay.
talk?
Hello there, Gray. Well,
Hey,
I
Kaiju.
suppose you should introduce yourself at this point while the recording's still going.
Oh, yes. Hi there, everybody. I'm Gurishai151. I'm the leader, commander, and ruler of the KWC. Now bow before me.
How
Was that-
bluntly put.
Was that not too humble, or should I be...
Don't worry, that's perfectly fine. I
No,
called
that's
myself
fine.
second command, so it's like, okay, that's fine.
I was actually the most humble out of all of us as the KWC lackey, but
Right. It's like you got the KWC commander, you got the second command, and then you got a Toho Kingdom administration guy. Yeah. Beef's the only lackey here.
I should have just said most appreciated member of the forum, something not true, but
Make
just to
yourself
boost
special.
boost my self-esteem a little bit.
Right. Oh man. Well, anyway, I guess just to get
There we go.
Uh,
Sorry
get-
about that. Mic dropped.
That's okay. I guess just to get you caught up to speed, we were talking about kind of like least favorite and favorite Godzilla movies for the moment.
Oh,
So,
okay.
to recount, Beef had the favorite of Godzilla Raids Again, while his least favorites probably had to come down to Godzilla's Revenge or Godzilla vs. Gigan. For me, favorite is Gojira, the 1954 film, and least favorite was Godzilla's Raids Again, but I utterly loathe Gigantus the Fire Monster. And then
I think we can agree.
And then Desreb / Draglord talking about least favorite being Final Wars. And what was your favorite again? I think I missed out on that one.
Mechagodzilla 74.
That's right, Mechagodzilla 74.
Yeah.
That's right. So, so what are your favorite and least favorite Godzilla movies, Gray?
I would say, here, let me go to my site staff on Toho Kingdom. What did I say? No, I kid. Yeah, I would actually have to say Tokyo SOS. I love that Godzilla design. It is my favorite. It has the most action of the movies. It has Godzilla fighting for most of I would say, a large portion of the film, and it's just constant action. The switching of all the characters. I mean, yeah, Kiryu fight, Mothra fight, army fight. I like that. Probably my least favorite. Yeah, Raids again. I would definitely say just because
Interesting. Oh gosh, poor beef.
I no offense, but it's just out of all of them, it just doesn't. It's kind of like that awkward phase. For me, it feels like the awkward phase. It's like, okay, we have Gojira, and then we have Godzilla versus King Kong. And it's kind of like the awkward stepchild. It's like trying to be both things at once. And it was like, you're good, you're good. Try focusing on one thing, you'd be fantastic. But, eh. And also, it kind of didn't help. Yeah, again, it's the fire monster. That can go into the volcano. That can go into a volcano.
That should go into the
Like-
volcano monsters. Oh!
my
Take
God.
blasted. I know that was
The
terrible.
ugliest suits ever. Ugh.
Yeah.
I think
So-
Especially the
ugh.
fact that Anguir's is one of my favorite monsters. Don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
but his shell going up like a cricket's wings. It was just like no.
Right. Well, to be fair, it is like the first time a creature like Anguirus was done with suitmation. Well, to be fair, the whole thing's like a first pioneer trip, so it's like, yeah. I mean, it's obviously not going to be perfect on the first go.
No,
But,
no.
yeah.
I definitely agree. Though, okay, so if I can change the topic slightly, so we all said our favorite movies. Now,
Yes.
other than Godzilla, what are your favorite secondary monster?
Ooh.
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 Who wants to go first?
That's a
I don't mind.
That's a tough one for me to answer because my favorite secondary monsters are all over the map. It's like, yeah, top's Godzilla, that's obvious, but then after that, anything goes. Like, literally, I think there's a time period where my second favorite monster, if you asked me this a few years ago, was Gazora, of all things.
Hey, listen. He can honestly say no other monster died by dynamite. I mean, he has that going for him.
Yeah, but he died by fire, just plain ours fire.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I need to see that movie. I want to see it so bad.
It's actually decent. It's better than you'd think for like that type of film, which has a giant squid in it that can't survive it. It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I don't recall it being too bad. It's just that the effects are a little wonky. But I guess that in hindsight, that kind of makes sense because, well, Eiji Tsuburaya kind of died within that year, so there's probably a good chance that he never got to either A, didn't get around to the effects works, or B, wasn't on the project to begin with. I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah. Let's see. Though if I had to say I had to choose a second favorite right now, out of the existing monsters, I might give it to Rodan, maybe? Like I said, I'm all over the place, so I'll just let everyone else go.
Yes.
Beef.
You go.
No, beef by all means.
All right. I gotta. This is really hard. I gotta say, like my favorite monster. Like, we were going favorite Godzilla movie, so I didn't really say like technically my favorite monster movie in general is actually Rodan, Which-
Oh.
which greatly affects my choice, except not at all because it's actually probably King Ghidorah right now. Like,
I was gonna say, watch him say Megaguirus and be like, well, there. Technically came from that movie.
Technically,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, for a while, like growing up, Anguirus was like my favorite. Spikes, check. Dinosaur, check. He fights Godzilla at one point, check. But over the years, really King Ghidorah, since he's like Godzilla's arch nemesis, has really kind of risen above. And I don't know, mostly show appearance. I just love his floppy heads and freaking I just love his 3 throbbing heads and
Oh gosh.
massive abs. Yeah, probably King Ghidorah, and then straight after that, it's a tie for Anguirus and Rodan because they are both fantastic monsters.
Right, right.
What about you, Draglord?
Mine's probably a 3-way tie between Mechagodzilla 74, the Green Gargantua, and the 1956 Rodan. Just because I love that suit. It's such a great design, and it makes me glad that the PS4 Godzilla game is using that design instead of the Heisei Rodan. So.
Right,
Actually, it's
totally
using
agree.
Rebel
Totally
Tech's
agree.
design.
Yeah, which Anguirus is that? I could not really tell. That image is not the best, I will admit.
I think that's the 1968 version from Destroy All Monsters.
Yeah, it's late
Okay.
Showa. It's. I'm pretty sure both those are Rebel Tech's figures.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was kind of worried because I could not tell with the snout. Like, oh god, is that 56 just colored or is that?
Right. Yeah, I haven't really paid too close of an attention on it. I just kind of like took word and I was like, oh, okay, 68 version. All right.
No, I can confirm it is the 68.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. All right.
Mostly
And
because it's literally SH Monster Arts the game / now it's Rebel Tech the game too.
Oh wow.
Unless Monster Arts isn't letting us in, and they're actually making Monster Arts Rodan 60, Rodan
56.
Yeah.
Nah, it looks like the Rebel Tech figure. It's that bad. You can tell that much. It looks like the figure.
oh wow,
Yeah.
it pretty much just scanned in. Well, I mean, I guess it's the cheapest thing to do. It's like, well, we need a high quality model and let's not pay too much. Oh, look, there we go.
Yeah, it works.
For myself though, for the monsters, I'd say probably my first one is going to be going with the Godzilla 2004. I love that design, or not 2004. Sorry, Tokyo SOS design with either one of those two. Yeah, Final Wars no. But those Godzillas with the pointed spikes, everything works. But
right.
for my second, I'm going to be cheating a little, but I would say it's probably Zilla Jr.
Really?
Because he's my favorite. He's probably one of my favorite characters to write for, and I love the whole. He's definitely a very unique monster. He has agility, he's not the most durable monster, but he has a pretty good arsenal of weapon. He uses everything he has. So I like. Plus, yeah, I mean, it has TV shows, so you can't hammer it there. But if I had to go,
really good.
yeah. Yeah, it was surprisingly good. My brother got me the complete series a while ago, and I was watching a few episodes. I was like, "Wow, this actually isn't bad. My nostalgia has not failed me." Yes.
That was the
Right.
best $15 I ever spent.
Ironic, because that's like probably the best Godzilla TV show, and it doesn't even feature the real Godzilla. Go figure.
He definitely deserves the title at the end because he essentially is the most powerful monster in the show. Which it definitely. I mean, he gets beat, but that's the thing about Godzilla is it's never the fact that he does lose. But the fact of the matter is, he still comes out top at the very end, which I think is, again, why he's deserving that title.
Right, the anime spinoff is definitely worthy of the title of Godzilla in comparison, mostly because it follows more to the character spirit. Like, even the design is still radically different, it's like the spirit's still there with the animated show. The 98 movie, however...
Not so much.
Yeah.
We don't mention that anymore. What was it? Gareth Edwards has a new spot. I know people aren't the biggest fans of that movie. People have its notes, but I'll give it this. It featured Godzilla, sure, for 5 minutes, but it still featured the actual Godzilla.
Too true. I agree with those sentiments 100%.
If I had to go with an actual monster, I would probably go. Yeah, I know this is Anguirus. I just love, especially with like the G54. Or not G54. Final Wars. I like the Thunderball edition. I like that in the freaking games. I liked him as like he's basically the complete opposite of like Zilla. He's like he doesn't have the greatest moves, but he's he just even if he takes a pounding, he just keeps going unless Mechagodzilla fights him, in which case he runs after like a minute.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I hate to see Anguirus go up against the other Mechagodzillas, that's for sure.
He was like, "Oh God, I
Yeah.
remember the last time I fought a Godzilla. Run, run, run!"
Yeah.
But yeah, good times, good times.
All right. Actually, now in regards to some KWC sort of related material after I don't know how long. 30 minutes in, now talking officially about KWC. Hooray! This point will probably just be more about personal experiences, and if you have any matches that are on the main site, feel free to go ahead and say, oh, here.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Yes! Oh gosh. So I guess, let's see, I know Purge Stall has two, or Draglord, as you people are familiar with, has two. So we'll just start with Beef because, well, he has the least. That's not me.
God dang it.
Yes, we're going with the smallest first. Beef, you're up.
Oh, hey, it's not the size that matters, it's how you use it, dude. So yeah, Manda versus Kamacuras, or Kamacuras versus Manda, I don't remember. Honestly, really surprised that this was this was the first match posted in a while and under the new regime too. So that's cool. That's like the only thing that I'm proud about it. But honestly, that was one of the matches that I kind of just wrote really quickly and was like, whatever. And I didn't actually, when I was sending it in, I realized I didn't even write the end to it. So I actually had to write the end really fast, and I was like, whatever, and I just sent it in. And so yeah, ironically enough, the match that I gave a crap about the least ended up being posted first, and none of my other matches have been posted too. So it's like, oh, cool. This
Well,
is all I have
here,
to show for.
Let me give you a funny story on that. So that was actually when you started, that was like the first one that made it through the process. Out of all the other ones you submitted, that was just the first one. I was like, well, I'll just go with this, and literally I created the banner as quick. I basically created the banner. I was like, okay, I just assumed the mantle of the KWC. I have to get something out really quick, so I made sure it was short, which it was, thank God. And
Oh yes, very short.
I got the banner up, and I was like, this will work. And yeah, it was kind of like one of my favorites because it was like two monsters, which I never would have thought would have fought. So it's definitely a solid match. But yeah, I find it funny as well because I was just like, okay, I need something. Kamacuras, okay, it's short. This is actually pretty good. Just a few edits here and there, all set.
Everything about it is rushed. Everything about it.
So remember, guys, if you want a good KWC, just rush it in and don't look over it at all, and just send it to KaijuX. Repeat, that is KaijuX. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do any of that.
Don't worry, I'll be sure to rush through editing it and then send it right to you.
Yeah, just wing it.
Oh gosh.
Remember, it has to be all written in one sitting, and if you get tired, then that's when you gotta quit.
It's all or nothing.
Oh
gosh, that was funny.
I did have good inspiration for that match, though. To say one thing about it, one positive thing is that I wrote that after like a high of watching. There's this cartoon. It's done now because the people who were in charge of it are retarded. But there's this cartoon. What was it called? Bakugan. That's what it was. And at the beginning, they have a fight between a giant snake and a giant praying mantis. And I don't know. Just
what is that show about? Bakugan. I remember the name. It's either a Digimon or I remember that name for some reason. I don't know why.
It was like some series where it was a card game.
And then people would throw like little ball things, and things would turn into.
Yeah, that's right. I think I remember the commercial for those.
Yeah. Okay. I remember the commercial for those as well. Okay.
They were cool. They were. At one point.
They're pretty much like the the spin tops.
But yeah, basically, except they're like better. But yeah, I literally wrote it right after watching that. And I was like, man, that's really cool. What Godzilla monsters? Oh yeah, Manda and Kamacuras. Probably should use them.
Right.
That one last note on that. That was also the one in which I was like, I'll try something new. So I tried to make Kamakuras like transparent. I also added like effects so you could see like the individual dots on it, so you could almost see like it's slowly changing across the body. I remember just so many people would be like, is there something wrong? He's like, Kamakuras doesn't. Kamakuras looks a little off. He looks transparent. What's going on? I'm like, oh my god.
No, when I saw that, I was like, well, I mean, I half-assed that match, and apparently Gray Shot half-assed that banner. Whatever.
Hey, hey. I take offense to that. Thank you. I put a solid 5 minutes into that banner. No, I'm just kidding. God.
Hey, and I took a solid 10 minutes into that match.
But I believe Draglord, you're up.
Oh, please, make this like a good conversation. Turn it
I
around.
don't know how.
Please.
I mean, the first match that I wrote was the Green Gargantua versus Anguirus. Originally, I was going to make that fight a bit more vicious, but I was going to have one scene where the Green Gargantua was going to grab a boat and then jam it into Anguirus's eye. So, but yeah, I like to make my monsters fight dirty.
And there's no.
But yeah, let's see. I'm trying to remember what all that I went my thought process on writing that match, but it's been so long. But I mean, really, I just wanted to write a match that was kind of combat intense, something that you couldn't really figure out who was going to win until the very end. Because one thing that I've kind of noticed with a lot of KWC matches is the moment that I look at a match, I can pretty much figure out who's going to win.
Right.
So I just wanted to make a match where you actually have to read the entire thing to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother is quite guilty of that. So I'm much more. I'm a far larger fan of Godzilla than he is. He's a big fan, but I'm I was someone that read every word of the KWC, and I was like, hey, there's a new one up, and he literally put up on his phone. He'd just go to the bottom and be like, oh, interesting, and that's all. That's all he would do.
I'm actually guilty of that. A couple years back, I just check out the ending. It's interesting. It's if it was a win that I was expecting, I wouldn't really read the match. But if it was something I was like, ooh, how'd he win? Then I kind of look into the match a little more. But yeah, I'm pretty guilty of that.
I've noticed a lot of people, and this is with actually quite a few matches. The monster that wins is actually the first one in the title. I've noticed that with a lot of them. If it's, I don't know, Titanosaurus versus Anguirus, Titanosaurus will win because he's first in the title.
Right.
So I've actually.
Gabra versus Gorosaurus would like to have a word with you.
Well, hey, I said with a lot, not all of them.
Right. I guess it just must be a mental thing. It's first name must be winner kind of thing.
Yeah.
And another thing that I've kind of noticed is that usually, if it's a good monster versus a bad monster, usually the bad monster will lose. So I mean, I just kind of wanted to give the villains, a bit of a break because,
Definitely.
Destroyer versus Bagan would also like to have a word with you.
But that's evil versus evil.
Right.
True.
It's the only time the evil monster ever wins is when it's a greater evil versus lesser evil sort of match. Never really do the bad guys win in a bad versus good match. And
we
honestly,
all know what happens if that happens. Burning Godzilla versus Hedorah.
And I actually kind of like that match because it was different. I mean...
No, when I read that match entirely, I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. I was actually kind of happy Godzilla lost because I was like, oh wow, that's kind of shocking because Hedorah was the underdog at that point.
Right. I didn't mind. It was I didn't hate the match. I actually like said with you guys, I actually liked the fact that that match was literally the fact that Hedorah was able to win. I think that was actually really cool. But the fact that it was burning Godzilla, that's I'm not sure if that would entirely work to Hedorah's favor. I mean, spoiler alert, even if Hedorah did drag Godzilla into the water where the big advantage would be to Hedorah, I'm still not sure if he would have been able to take down burning Godzilla under normal circumstances. Though, again, if this happened to normal, regular Godzilla, that would have been perfectly A-okay, I'd say.
My only other note is in the movie with Burning Godzilla when he is in the water. Yes, there is smoke, but it's not like the whole sea is boiling over red.
Right.
Like that'd be my notes. Again, that's just my word.
Right.
But what about you two? What are like any matches within the evil monster that you thought was came out of nowhere?
I cannot think of any right now. The whole time I was thinking, I was like, man, I have a really bad habit of making, in all my matches that aren't posted, I have a bad habit of making the evil monster win, like always.
Well, that
Get
adds
the end.
varieties. People have a certain. I mean, some people have to. I mean, no offense to Tom, but most of his matches, if it has Zilla in the title, Zilla's going to win. Which
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I've noticed that.
it's like, which team is Zilla? Oh, he's on this team. Oh yeah, they're gonna win.
yeah.
Uh,
Then again, like most of Tom's matches tend to be like very kind of like character driven for the most part, so it's just kind of like the obvious conclusion that the good guy wins sort of thing.
yeah, which I can understand. Like, if you read a monster book, like I don't know, you usually can assume the monster either A at the end is going to die. Like that's usually what happens in most monster movies, unless it's named Godzilla, in which case everything else dies. But but it has that kind of tendency.
Hmm. Right.
like-
Let's see. I'm just looking over matches right now to see what kind of villain match that's. Yeah,
Well,
I can't say I could specifically recall a villain match that was like, whoa, that was really surprising outside of King Caesar versus Monster X.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one I thought was a really good one, especially since Monster X I did not think was going to win that one. Him pulling it out, I thought was again. Like this can go full spoilers, so you guys can don't have to hold back. But yeah, I thought Monster X's victory in that match was pretty well deserved by the end of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, and I wrote that one too.
Yep.
Oh,
Now
Wow,
sorry,
you
go
really
ahead.
do have a freaking tendency, dude. I mean, nothing.
What tendency to make the villains win?
Yeah, just slightly.
Well, I mean, I've only sent in 2 matches. I got like God knows how many unfinished ones, or ones that are pretty much done. I mean, I think a lot of people are well aware of my Destroy All Monsters remake match that I wrote a while back.
Oh
That
my
was
god.
like,
Don't even remind me what Monster Master wants to do. I literally get messages. I got messages like for a solid month, like maybe like every other day of like, hey, can I do this? Hey, can I do this? How far can I stretch this? And I'm like, oh my god.
mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
But I guess it's up to you now, Andrew.
All right. Match villain monster.
Oh no, I'm actually meant about the KWC or like the matches.
Oh, right. Well, I don't have any posted up right now, so it's hard for me to talk about a match that's like, oh, hey, it's on the main site. I can't quite talk about it, but needless to say,
It's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, the matchup's actually pretty. The matchup's pretty cool, though. I have to say, I'm kind of with Beef. I have Beef's mentality that my first match probably isn't my best. Like, I've submitted one other, which is much simpler in comparison. But
yeah, just a tad.
Right. But yeah, the one I'm writing right now, I'm sure will blow your socks away.
Beef syndrome.
I'm gonna keep hush hush on it because it's a pretty big surprise.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's so I guess I'll just skip over. Okay, skip over Kaiju. No input. But no, I kid. But I think the last one that I the last one was up for myself was the big match. It was Zilla and Jet Jaguar versus Gara versus Gauss.
Right.
Which I also must note has probably my best banner yet. That one I put like so many hours in. And fun fact, I make all my banners using Microsoft PowerPoint.
Really?
So yes.
Wow.
I literally
that explains mine.
Wait, what?
What? No,
Mean.
sorry, I didn't say anything.
I thought that was clever with the dust trail going off in the distance and him coming behind. Aw, sad face. but yeah, I don't have any major tools. So all the matches that you see, like Destroyer versus Bagan, well, I have one with Kiryu coming up, which I'm pretty proud of. But Gabra versus Gorosaurus, like I just use like I use Microsoft PowerPoint, and there's a lot of features. Like I think King Caesar versus Godzilla looks fantastic, but that's all using just PowerPoint.
Right.
You actually have a lot of good banners. I do have to admit.
Right.
Yay! Compliments. Give me all of them.
Yeah, I know. I knew there was something a little off. It was just notably with the title, like the name of the match. It was like something's a little off here, but I can't put my finger on what it is.
Wait, for which one?
Just like for the banners you do, it was like, they're the banners and they look great and all that, but it's just like the title, like the actual name of the match is like something's a little off because the way I do banners.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, okay, interesting, but
it's like a shot. Okay, I see. I'm comparing it with like Tom's, and I don't have the shadow. That's the problem. If you
right,
compare,
right,
like,
it's the shadow and like the thickening of the like the
line.
titles, so just like a little outline. It's what I normally do, but I don't think there's a matchup that has my banner in it.
Well, expect that for the next one then.
All right.
But no, Zillion Jet Jagger versus Guerra versus Gauss was a match I made 4 years ago, and
Your award.
that was like that was the second match I submitted. The first one was Godzilla, Anguirus Gabara, as well as Junior versus Iris, which was the first one.
That was a good match.
Yes, thank you. That one's actually the one I'm kind of I wasn't the most proud of because I could see a lot of my errors. But Zillion Jet Jagger versus Guerra versus Gauss, I had King Caesar or Kubo from the site, as well as Mothra Rocks helping me, and that one I worked on out for a longest time. Oh, good job there. Good job there, having your phone on silent. But no, I worked on that one I submitted that one twice, I think, guys. Titano had this one problem where I submitted all of mine, and then for some reason he had like 10 copies. So apparently he was like, "Yeah, I have currently like 30 KWCs from you." I'm like, "That's impossible." But but yeah, that one I just gradually worked on over like those years, and when I finally could post it, I'm like, "Yeah, definitely worth the wait."
Interesting. Uh-oh, looks like beef's disappeared.
Oh, that must be what the beef happened.
Yeah. Whoops. Well, let's just keep blabbering on in the meantime about personal experiences. Man, I really wish I could share mine in great detail, but it's just like, it's not up yet.
Well, yeah, yours will be coming out very soon. I see. I guess there's another point I can put out. So it made me seem like it's been very weird with the scheduling, and I apologize for that. Basically, with match 150, I didn't have Tom's match until literally like a few days before it posted. Like I think it was like half a week to a week prior, and then when I finally submitted it was when Arbok was working on the animation, so he kind of got put behind.
Okay.
All right. So the next one should be up relatively soon. I'm waiting on a few things, but yeah, the next one, 151, should be a pretty good change for everybody. So.
Something tells me I know who the author is. Oh wait.
Okay. I'll go into more detail after, but I think it works for the title. I mean,
I got you. So let's see.
Oh, he's back.
Hooray!
I've returned.
Welcome back, Beef. You'll have to watch
the great
video
illustrious
to see what
Beef
we
hath
talked.
returneth.
You'll have to watch the fully completed video to see what we talked about.
Yeah, just like, God, I really hate that Beef guy, man. He's such a jerk.
Wait, was he listening in? I mean, no. I mean, yeah, that's we're good.
Sounds like you got a beef with them.
Listen. I don't need a big shot or anything, but I don't have any type of beef toward him. No, I'll just walk away now. I'll just walk away.
I missed all that. For some reason, it cut out.
Oh, that's probably for the best.
All right, Gray Shot. I hear you. I hear you. I know. I see where you're at. I know. Next match, it's gonna be freaking Baggin versus Gray Shot. Just wait.
I thought it had to be Sir Baggin, though. Oh, well.
It's gonna be riding in on
Giant
freaking
Condor, wielding Gearin,
yeah.
and having Grorin as a shield. Dig blasted.
Oh my god.
To my understanding, I know. Yeah, long story short, but just to kind of like let Gray semi-announce it, there is something big for 151, right?
Are we getting a new monster?
151. Without getting into too big detail, I'm looking to be a big revamp of the KWC. So you can expect a lot of changes on every front of where the KWC touches.
KWT.
Yeah, we're expanding that next. Well, there's gonna be with 151. There should be some new stuff. I'm been working with. By the way, I should freaking note Jackson Morris. Holy God, his stuff great. So
Oh yes, absolutely.
he did
Oh,
the Megalon versus Zandola, which I was like, I made it like a little doodle compared to his. Like it was like, this is nice. He sent me his, and I was like, okay. Well, I'm just gonna delete this, delete.
yeah, I know, right? Oh man.
Wait,
Shoot.
what? What am I missing? I'm missing something.
Jackson Morris, he's the guy. He's like one of the artists for the banners. He made Megalon versus Zandola, which was the last new Monster Edition.
Oh, I need to go back and check that then.
Yeah, which by all means do. I mean, again, I'm working on PowerPoint. I don't know what he's working with, but it's obviously black magic. So
I'm pretty sure it's Photoshop. I'm pretty sure.
that's my second guess.
Black magic.
Yeah.
Black magic, then Photoshop.
Yeah. He consults with the devil after he sacrificed the souls of the unredeemed. I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, that would be. I mean, just imagine like you're being sacrificed. Like, oh God, what is this for? It's like I'm making a banner for KWC, and they're just like looking like, wait, what?
What?
Really?
Oh,
Could you do it for like world peace or something at least? I mean, God.
Nope. Nope. Just great art skills.
Only for art. Well, I guess it should be safe to assume that I'm not sure if 151 will be introducing a new monster. I don't think it will, but I know for sure that it's going to be 155, right?
Yeah. Basically, what I want to do is have every fifth one be special in some way, shape, or form. So essentially, you can expect maybe a new monster or maybe a different type of match or something with the fifth of every release. I might change that depending on if I get a surplus or if there's something special. I might release it early, but yeah, there's currently as the format is, you can expect something special with every fifth episode.
Right. So like every like 5 or 10 end digit match.
Yeah, exactly.
Expect something. So.
Yeah, that's the plan. There are a lot of monsters that let me put it like this. When I got Titano's back catalog, there were two things I noticed. One, I could delete about a third of them because they were all mine. And two, the other thing I noticed is there's a one monster that has not been posted yet that is extremely popular to the point where I think he had like a sixth of that chunk still remaining, like a sixth or a third. Like it was just a massive chunk. I was like, well, I'm gonna have to get him in somehow in some type in the future, or else I'm gonna have this back catalog for some time.
Oh, jeez. Huh.
I bet it's show him Mechagodzilla. I mean, a lot of people want him in the KWC. He's a popular monster. He's probably one of the most well known of the Mechagodzilla incarnations.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You wouldn't be wrong there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember it's like out of any of the monsters, I was like, we need him in. It is Mechagodzilla Showa, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if that was him.
Yeah, when I hired Kaiju, I had some regrets because I constantly got messages like, okay, we need this one monster, which I'm still getting messages about, as well as threats of death if I do not put him in, as well as Godzilla Showa.
All right, right. Oh shoot.
Let me guess. It's Ganymedes. Everyone loves Ganymedes.
Oh, of course, yeah, that monster. I mean,
Absolutely. Like
there's a
God
whole
tier.
thread to it. I mean,
Yeah.
no, actually, the ones right now, again, this is no spoilers for the future or anything, but I think the one right now most popular is Godzilla 2014, Mechagodzilla Showa,
Oh God.
as well as the Mutos are getting some love as well. So those are like the three that I've noticed have been popular. But that's why I'm kind of happy Zandola was the first monster I introduced, because it's kind of like a left field hit, and
Yeah.
nobody was really asking for him. But I thought he was with what Monster did with him, I thought he was a fantastic addition.
right.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, Gray, I'm gonna be selfish here for a second and ask something that probably shouldn't be asked. But question: Did you ever did the So I wrote a Muto match at one point. Spoilers, I guess. I don't know.
Was it with two Mechagodzillas or a Mechagodzilla? Or some type of mechanical
Did you ever
foe?
get that? Because I need to repost it then. Yes.
I remember reading it.
Hey, good job.
I don't remember what. I remember it was a mechanical monster. It was Mechagodzilla, Mogira, something. But I think I got that. I'll have to double check my let me double check. But I'm pretty sure I got it.
Okay, I was just curious. Pretty
nope,
sure I
not.
was the first person to ever submit a Muto match, considering that was written like the night that I got home from G14.
I remember Titanus post with that. It's like, please don't, just hold off. Was basically.
I was like, no, I cannot stop.
I don't have that actually.
Shocker.
Oh God dang it, stupid
So
dog
it's-
next to me.
Aw, he loves you. Now he just wants to bite you.
Oh,
What's the
jeez.
maul me? He's like, I sense your the disappointment that you are compared to everyone you're talking to. Let me eat you, lowest on the food chain.
But yeah, I mean, if you. By the way, guy, for the most part, I am still trying to like keep them released. So, you should. I think the next one's probably going to be out again. Like I trying to aim for like maybe a week or two. I'm not sure when this is coming out. So, if it's after, then haha, don't quote me on this. You never knew about it. If it's after, oh god. Might get some torches and pitchforks, but
Yeah, I'm setting up riots.
but no, it should be out relatively soon.
All right.
We want our math. Give us our math.
Yeah, that's right.
Dear, that was a great post, Scott, with Godzilla versus Jason.
Yeah, I know, that was great. I totally had that thing sigged. Oh man, it's the perfect metaphor.
That was not the response I wanted, but that's what I got. And I was like, yes, this is perfect.
Oh,
Oh my god.
that's Godzilla versus Jason for you.
So, guys, what monster or monsters do you guys want to see in the KWC in the near future? If need be, I can go first.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead.
All right. For me, besides Showa Mechagodzilla, I do think that we should have another Ghidorah, or Ghidorah, however you want to pronounce it. I mean, I'm more used to calling him Ghidorah, but I was thinking either bringing back the Heisei King Ghidorah or perhaps the Showa King Ghidorah, just because I feel like I don't want to nerf Grand King Ghidorah. Like if I'm gonna put him in a match, I want him to be powerful. I want him to be a huge threat,
Grand.
but I don't want to have to pit him against like Jet Jaguar and then have to nerf him incredibly just to make it an even fight.
Right. I mean, this is part of the thing I've been like vocal about for Heisei King Ghidorah for a long time, because it's like he can fit in certain roles that Grand King Ghidorah can't. Because it's like Grand Ghidorah is just simply too strong of a monster to be depicted as like being beaten by like Jet Jaguar or something, or having a hard time beating him. I'm pretty sure Grand Ghidorah would be more than, more of a powerhouse. Heisei Ghidorah could still kind of like fill the role of a 100% organic Ghidorah that could still put up a good fight.
Mm-hmm. So basically, Beef, congratulations, you just made KaijuX's best friend list.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyone who supports me in the campaign of reviving Heisei Ghidorah, you're my best friend forever.
How did I know that this was going to be discussed? Like, come on.
It's inevitable when I'm around.
Yeah.
It's all inevitable.
So you made a note about Heisei Ghidorah, but what about the is there another monster like that one that has not retired, which is pretty much every other one?
For me, like I said, I already said Showa Mechagodzilla. I mean, I even submitted a match for him a long time ago. It was Mechagodzilla versus Gamora. And I think it took place in London, I think?
Oh my god, I have it.
I know I sent that like years ago, so that's
I've got everything like down. I am like a very like neat person. Well, organized person, I should say. So yeah, I have everything like separated into like in process, currently in back catalog. Like I've got it all split up, and I'm just like looking over this. And Titano labeled everything KWC dash the name. So I'm just looking them over, and he made a note of which ones he was working on, and that was one of them.
Woo!
It was so close.
So close, man. So close.
So close until
maybe someday.
So close until the year-long dry season. Let's see. Actually, if I have a monster that I'm actually kind of looking forward to, and I know Gray and I've talked about him a little bit, like, just on Facebook or whatever, Kaishin Muba is one I actually wouldn't mind adding to the roster.
Yeah, that'd be. He's interesting, which I like. I'm kind of in the same boat with sea monsters. Essentially, like I wanted like something stronger than like a Titanosaurus for a match, but weaker than, let's say, Dagarla, which had to fight like Mothra Leo. So I was like, okay, what's a good middle tier? And this and Kaishin Muba was like, okay, it's perfect. It's definitely an awesome sea beast, and it's got like its head beam, which is kind of cool, but it's obviously it wasn't killed, but it like was fought off. So obviously it's like susceptible to like normal stuff. So it's like, okay, that'll work. It's good. It's a good mid tier, I'd say. So I thought he'd make. So I have to agree. Wasn't it like the movie he fought off?
It was more. I guess he had a very short-lived role for the most part. I mean, like his appearance wasn't anything grand or epic. It was just kind of like, there's Kaishin Muba, and next thing you know, he's pretty much gone from the rest of the movie. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's probably the one thing that might be against him, is the fact that he's like a super short-lived monster. But then again, we do have Godzillasaurus, so it's like, why not?
Hey, we have Kumasagami, which, I mean, if you want short-lived monsters, he kind of like bit the dust pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, but at least it's like he fought though. But even then, yeah, like Kumasagami, like, yeah, he was kind of short-lived-ish too. And he was also really small, so the fact that he was in KWC at all is like, okay, then that should give Kaishin Muba some hope. So, as long as we don't have gigantic Shockuruses, I guess we're okay.
Oh yeah, that'd be. I will say this. I am against some monsters making it in. Like you're probably never gonna see Shockurus make it in. I can guarantee that.
Right.
Like you're never gonna see Meganula or Sorry, Beef. I know your hopes and dreams.
Or at least show a Meganula. They can technically appear with Megaguirus, but even then, most of the time they're probably dead at that point anyway. So it's like, yeah. Don't expect them to fight alongside their queen. Needless to say.
Yeah, pretty much. Like there's one, like the very small monsters. Like I'm not gonna like make them giants. So, but or like no giant Baron. But I mean, like some other monsters, like I think Gamina or not Gaminus, the turtle,
Oh,
Camebus.
Camebus?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kamobus.
Yeah, that
Kermit.
thing. Yeah. Yeah, I was a fan of
Rock
Giant
turtle.
Kermit the Frog. But no, I always thought he'd be a cool addition because again, it's like a sea monster, and it's not like I always like the idea of like some monster like, oh my god, this is Gamera, and they fly and they try attack, and it's like, what the heck is this thing? It's just like and Camebus is just like, hi. It's like this little sea turtle.
Yeah, this simple. And plus, in having another turtle monster besides Gamera would be cool as well. So.
Yeah.
I did actually was in the process of writing a match involving all three of them. It was Gazora, Camebus, and Ganimus, or however you pronounce its name, versus some
Genimes.
Kamacuras and Kamanga. Like they had,
Oh wow.
like those three ended up crawling to the island that Kamanga and them live on. So
Okay. That would have been cool. I remember I wrote a match like shortly after, like a couple years ago, like after Heisei Ghidorah was retired. I just wrote a match of Heisei Ghidorah fighting the Amoeba Trio.
I remember that. I actually remember that because in the match it was like, I guess we won't use our beam weapons. We'll just test
Oh
his
yeah,
melee.
that's right. Yeah,
Why?
that's right.
How
That's
would
right.
you
It
do
was
that
like
to them?
training Ghidorah to like not use his beam attacks. Looking at it now, it's pretty dumb. Needless to say, I'm glad that did not fall through.
I actually like the story because didn't it end with like the three being beaten and then Ultraman showing up, which was like, wait, what?
I think it was a Zone Fighter that was going to show up.
Zone Fight.
Like to be reminiscent to the TV show where Zone Fighter fights King Ghidorah. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and King Ghidorah starts levitating trucks and throwing it at him.
Did he do that in the show?
Yeah, his gravity beams got upgraded so they could pick up stuff.
Really? Holy
Yep.
crap!
Yes, the dumbest
See, oh.
upgrade. And Gigan got like exploding
Oh
claws
yeah,
or something.
yeah, like explosive tips on his claws. That I'm aware of. Huh, I wasn't aware that Ghidorah's gravity beams literally had gravity effects. Interesting. It's funny because they're called gravity beams, so it's like, why don't they do anything with gravity? The only monster outside of what you've told me to do that is Kaiser Ghidorah, of all monsters.
Freaking Kaiser.
Oh gosh. But anyway.
Well, technically, Showa Ghidorah does mess with gravity,
Right.
and magnetism.
Right, in the
when he's in asteroid.
like the first movie with magnetism and all that. Yeah, you're not wrong. But
Wait, which I never got because it's like, I always like that, it was like, oh, he was getting more and more powerful. But at the same time, it's like, isn't he gonna like, okay, if he's magnetic, isn't like everything gonna be flying towards him? So he's just gonna be like a giant ball of metal at some point? Like,
yeah, that's actually. I think that might be more of like the meteor he came in rather than himself, but I could be wrong.
like I was so excited because because when I was thinking about it in the first movie, I was like, oh my god, all the vehicles are gonna fly up. And now looking back at it, I can understand why from a technical limitation. But at the still time, I find it funny him flying over a city and then like all the vehicles just start like following him like freaking Galaxy Quest with the mines.
That would
I just always interpreted it as Ghidorah can choose when to manipulate stuff with his gravity beams and gravity stuff. So
right.
Yeah, no, true.
You could even say that when he's the scenes where he's flying over a city and causing like even more destruction in his actual gravity beams. One could maybe interpret that as he's messing with gravity, which is why him flying over everything is destroying it. That's a stretch, but
Interesting interpretation. But does that mean Rodan has the same thing too?
of course.
no, Rodan's just really fast.
Rodan just flies fast enough. Because how much does King Ghidorah weigh? Because I mean,
which version?
in the Showa version, because I remember the two colliding, and I was like, oh my god, that's awesome.
He's actually only like 30,000 tons.
Planet 1.5. And then King Ghidorah is... Well, I mean, King Ghidorah technically flies faster and weighs more. So for King Ghidorah and Rodan to smash into each other, that would have to mean that King Ghidorah was, you know what I mean? Science was not with Rodan, but Rodan won anyway.
Right. Then again, we're
Yeah.
talking about a whole series that pretty much defies scientific logic, so it's like, whatever.
True.
Well, that and Toho's stats aren't really the greatest. I mean,
Oh God.
Gorosaurus and Destroy All
Yes.
Monsters is supposed to be smaller than Godzilla stat
Right,
wise.
but the suit itself is like, I think like almost equal size, I think.
No,
I think
it's like a tad bigger, isn't it? Because that head is huge.
Yeah, I think he's just a bit bigger than Godzilla because of his humongous head.
Yeah.
I think that's just it.
Right.
And I mean,
Don't tell Toho that.
yeah. Plus the giant octopus from War of the Gargantuas. Apparently, that thing is like 25 meters and like 20,000 tons, and it was
Right.
wrestling Gyra, and
Which is like
Gyra's
1,000-ton
yeah.
man thing. Yeah. It's pretty all over the place. So, and plus, if you want to take things logically, I think I actually have like all the flyers of KWC sort of like all next to each other, like based on flight. And the fastest monsters of KWC go to Descadora and Mothra Leo.
Yeah, they're. It's basically like comparing a bullet to a rocket at that point. It's just like, okay, we're scaling. Which, yeah. Oh, here's a little tidbit. I'm gonna be like evening out some things. So, Mothra Leo will no longer be, flying at supersonic speed while everyone's flying at normal speed.
Oh, that's not. Mothra Leo's at in Descador? That's not even supersonic. It's not even hypersonic. It's actually a high hypersonic.
What?
Yeah.
He just broke his mind. I hope
Yeah.
you're happy.
There are 4 monsters in the KWC that break beyond the supersonic speed limit. Descador, as I mentioned, he's the fastest of the bunch.
Mach
Mothra
23.
Leo, second. Dagara, third. Who borderlines hypersonic. Iris is next. And then technically Ultraman, who borderlines to hypersonic. But he's in the supersonic limit as well. Everyone else, including Megaguirus, are all supersonic.
Okay, you know what I just realized? Freaking Gamera can fly at 3.5 max speed, where Iris can fly at 9.
Yep.
How the heck did he catch up?
Yep.
How the heck did he not outfly the jets? Okay.
Again,
Iris
stat-
is lazy.
people don't care about the whole stat stuff. It's
Right,
just there
right.
for fun.
Right. I think as a part of the 151 match, this might be a slight spoiler, so be wary. But I do think there will be revisions to kind of like the combat statistics.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. So some monsters will be updating. So that's both in their like numbers and what they can do. So you can keep an eye out for that. Some monsters are losing some things, as with the speed. Some monsters are gaining some things. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that when that rolls out.
Right. From like my kind of like a suggestion list to there, I personally just got rid of like the mock numbers and just kind of said they have flight. And then it's like for Rodan, Megagear's exclusive, it was supersonic flight because, you kind of figure they're well known for being really fast flyers, so it kind of makes sense to keep them, as fast flyers. But everyone else, I just got rid of the numbers for.
It's like basically asking people, what's the fastest monster? And most people are going to say either Megagearus or Rodan. They're not going to say friggin' Mothra or friggin'
Descadora.
Or Iris, yeah.
Right.
But here, we've been talking about these stuff. So, I mean, Draglord, Beef, what are like additions that you guys are like? If you guys had like, obviously you guys made the monsters, but are there any like changes or like additions you guys want to see? Because this was an idea from the community, which Kaiju took and made his own, which awesome by the way. But
thanks.
I mean, what is stuff that you guys want to see? And this could be big, small, whatever.
Okay. Here's my list. Stay Puft, Marshmallow Man, Mecha, Gamera, Goku, and Ridley, even though he's too big.
Deep blasted.
Draglord, please bring us back to sanity.
You're talking to the wrong person if we're talking about sanity here.
Dang it.
Oh gosh.
You
God.
told two insane people to bring it, to talk about what they were thinking about.
Hey,
We did.
I didn't bring you guys. KaijuX and Kaiju. I am blaming this on you. Find
all
sane
right.
people next time.
That's all right. Everyone here's crazy but me. Even then, I might be a little crazy. I might be a
We're
little
on Toho
crazy.
Kingdom. There is no such thing as a sane person.
That's
Yeah.
That's a legitimate point.
Here's also a note. Draglord, you're still... Yeah, you're a mod. Yeah, me and Draglord are friggin' mods. Sanity does not come included.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I have to watch what I say to y'all. You're gonna ban me.
But remember, in this group, this is my world.
Oh yeah, you're the host.
Yes, I am. Oh gosh. Yeah. Actually, Beef, you had a monster. I didn't bring it up to Gray just yet, but you had a monster you wanted to include to KWC. Feel free to bring it up now, so.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
Wait, are we
God.
talking like monsters that are not Toho stuff at all?
Monsters that are Toho, but they're not on the site. Needless to say.
So apparently monsters that can make it
Oh.
onto a banner of an April Fool's Day match.
Oh no. Okay. So, is it the one that when we were talking about monsters that could or things that were technically eligible?
Yeah.
We talked about what was it, Marvel, and how Godzilla
Yeah,
and
that's
Marvel.
right. Well, we'll jump to that in a bit, but
Oh well, then I don't remember.
oh, you don't remember your suggestion for Neo Hedera for KWC?
Oh yeah. That was
Yeah, you
Neo-
heard that live, people. Depending on when
Okay.
you're watching this.
Hold on, pulling up the image right now. Neo Hedora.
Yeah. Design-wise, he's just pretty much a repaint of Hedera, but in the sense of abilities, he's got a couple things different going for him in the sense that he's technically more fungus-based than pollution-based.
I'm looking at this. This is made by Matt Frank, right? That's Neo.
No, the cotton candy
no.
Hedora from Godzilla Island.
Yeah, from Godzilla Island. It's like a
Oh,
blue
God.
cotton candy colored Hedera.
It's
Candy
delicious.
Hedora. Let's see images. Okay. Okay. Don't look it on Google. Don't look it on Google. Let's see.
It's on Wikizilla.
that, and also if you just type in like Godzilla Island and go to images and scroll
Oh.
down, you'll find them eventually.
Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay. Wow, that is. That is weird. It looks like he just got like walked out of a cotton candy machine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Freaky.
It was just kind of like Beef and I were just kind of talking about for the most part, it's like how he'd be kind of an interesting addition in the sense that he's got more of a fungus thing going on for him. Like instead of expelling toxic gas, it's just like he infects you with fungus that apparently saps your energy. Unfortunately, I can't find the episodes that he appears in because those haven't appeared online yet. So
Just give him to friggin' Dylan Fisher and Noah Percival and I, all on a podcast, and we were discussing the TV shows. And apparently for the show, he had watched hours and hours of Monster Island. So if anyone would be an expert, it'd probably be him.
you mean Godzilla Island?
Yeah, Godzilla Island, yes. Because he watched that entire series, which I watched like a few episodes. I was like, okay. But he watched the entire thing and was like, how?
Dang.
Yeah.
I'd do anything to get my hands on that, to be honest, because I was like, I really want to see what this has to offer.
Oh my god.
There's plenty of episodes
Oh,
on Daily Motion. Well, they're
Right.
like 100. They're like a minute. And 50
Yeah,
seconds.
they're only like 86 episodes, I think, on Daily Motion right now. So that's like 80 minutes worth of your time watching.
He was going on and on, like, dude, okay, it's not 80 minutes because first you have to back out, which takes a minute, then you have to reload it, which takes a minute, and then, if you're lucky, you don't get, like, a commercial, which gets a minute.
That's
Highly recommend
Ad
the
hoc
podcast.
is your friend.
Right. If
Yeah,
you have
Adblock is
ad
your friend.
block and have 80 tabs open with each episode preloaded, you're good to go.
Oh my! It also had, which he still has to this day, the creepy Godzilla Jr.
Oh, yeah, the Godzilla
which
Jr. Oh,
which is come on, paste, undo. No, I want to paste. How do I paste?
Control V?
I'm gonna get you.
Pretty much that undo. No, I don't. Dang it! I'll do it later. But dear God, the thing was creepy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The free Godzilla Jr. of Godzilla Island is just, ugh. You pretty much slap little Godzilla eyes on Godzilla Jr. It's just so creepy. Ugh.
And so Dylan described it best
I'm
as
gonna get you.
they melted his head almost, and they squished his eyes up. Like,
Yeah, pretty much. That's the worst plastic surgery I've ever heard.
I like how on YouTube, like the only Godzilla Island video is the party one where it's just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that's right, the little party segment. Yeah, that's right. I remember that bit.
again, I could watch maybe a few episodes. Not my thing, but I don't know how he did the whole thing.
Whew, boy. Jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more than willing to jump into the realms of the unknown, even if it's not like in my taste. It's good to have that knowledge to say, oh, so and so can do this, or so and so's done that in this episode, or whatever. So that's just
I really do want to get some specs on Neo Hedorah, because I don't know. When we were talking, we initially were talking about Black Mechagodzilla, and we ended up just determining that he's not, unique
KWC
enough.
material.
Yeah, but Neo Hedorah actually kind of is, because it's basically Hedra's body, but with like completely different abilities, and
Well, I wouldn't say 100% different abilities, but they differ enough from the original.
Well, yeah.
So that, and in my mind, I think Neo Hedorah, given the fungus-themed sort of abilities he has, I think could actually make a good kind of like what if Matango was in KWC sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because actually, of all places, I think he actually lands on Matango Island. So
Yeah.
So I think that would be an interesting little inclusion. So.
Although we might, if we do use them for banners, we might not want to use the Godzilla Island toy as his image.
Right.
What? That high quality figure? I could never guess why.
Hey, I want my cotton candy Hedorah on there.
I mean, who's here is good? Who here is good at Photoshop? We could just,
I think I'm decent with Photoshop, so
I
could always.
I've got PowerPoints.
Yeah, we know what you have.
Yeah, I think I might be able to manipulate a couple of Hedorah pictures into a more Neo Hedorah-esque sort of look. So
Yeah. Could look potentially terrifying.
Potentially both at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'd actually be kind of cool to finally have like, oh, look, another Hedorah. No one would see that coming, except
Nobody.
This is probably going to be posted, so everyone's going to see it coming.
Yeah. They're going to see me, like, I wrote it, and they're going to be like, God dang it, Beef. This is why we hate you.
So, I mean, that's probably one of those few monsters I'll let kind of, like, slip by in the sense of, we'll talk about it, because it's such a weird monster to say, what if we could add that guy in there sort of thing?
I also like the idea of a whole bunch of people in a room saying, okay, what do we need for a new monster? Well, let's use the Hedorah figure, spray paint it like cotton candy, and give it the Matango's powers.
Yeah.
Bam, new monster.
Yeah, pretty much. Make it like Matango themed-ish. Oh,
Which actually is kind of surprising. I know the Matango probably not going to make it as a KWC monster, but it's interesting to see the fact that I haven't seen any matches involving him.
Right. Yeah, I know, but it's kind of hard to tie in Matango into any of the matches. Like, even as just like a side monster, not sure how exactly to pull that in a natural way.
Can
Very
he
true.
mind control things or whatever?
Like if you eat a Matango, you pretty much become a Matango.
But
I
it takes
mean,
time. But you are controlled by them, so technically, kinda, yeah.
Technically, yeah. So
you could always have a subplot, be like, I don't know, Ultraman versus some monster, and have Ultraman be taken over by a Matango.
yeah,
That could always.
that could work. That could work.
If I see this posted, I better be up there as co-writer.
Well, you'll have to co-write the match with me then. Hee
I'll write the first 5 words. Constant.
Duh.
Uh,
The well, Matango.
so yeah, it's just that in my
the
mind,
first 5 does are mine.
No, just like 5 thes in the row, and I'll figure out the rest from there. uh, but anyway, it's just that in my opinion, I think Neo Hetero would make kind of a cool, sort of, kind of Matango rep, like someone fungus themed.
Yeah, because there's not really that many plant monsters. I'll give it that. There's Gororin and Biolante, and that's pretty
Right.
much it.
And yeah, that's about it, really. So I think having like Neo Hetero as sort of the sort of kind of Matango would be cool. So
Yeah, I will admit he would be a neat addition. Probably on the lower end of the.
priority list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. 'Cause-
Apparently, there's a few people wanting Mechagodzilla Showa. I don't know who these people are.
If I
No,
write
it's
like 100 matches with Neo Hedora, will that raise his priority?
if you write 100 matches and submit them, I'm sending them all to Titano and said, "Here, you can deal with this."
I quit.
Yeah, take it back now. I don't want you. You can be the new guy.
Finally, my plans for world domination will now begin. Hooray! I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Right. Oh God. Yeah,
Uh,
that's the quickest way. Yeah. Yeah, if I get 100 freaking Neo Hedoras, make it happen, and I'll promote KaijuX from editor to
editor to
senior
commit.
major top editor.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
But are there any other topics that you have for us today, Kaiju?
Actually, I know there's also, I guess another one I wouldn't mind letting slide by, from Godzilla Island as well, is Dororin. Not to be confused with Gororin. But I'm not sure how to feel about Dororin completely yet. Again, I'll need to see his episodes before I can determine for myself. But
Yeah, that's the other note. It's like when a lot of people are saying, "Hey, add this Ultraman monster, add this Zone Fighter monster." It's like you do realize that monster was like cannon fodder, literally
Pretty
cannon
much,
fodder for that episode. And yes, I understand the likes of Kumasagami and Kaishin Muba are pretty much the same thing. At least they, for their movie, were very few. Whereas if you name a monster in like a Zone Fighter series or Ultraman series, it's pretty much a dime a dozen.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, really the only like monsters of TV shows that are probably worth bringing in are ones that are recurring. Like I think the majority of the KWC guys from Zone Fighter we have right now have appeared multiple times. I think, or
I don't think
appeared
so.
or appeared alongside Godzilla at least.
I think War Gilgar like had 2 battles, which is for a Zone Fighter that was amazing.
Right. I forget. I think one of those two had some kind of recurring role. Gilgar, Spyler.
There was Shadora, which was in a 2-parter, I think.
Oh yeah, Spyler was the one that appeared a second time. Yeah, he appeared in like episode 4, the Godzilla one, and then he appeared in episode 12 later.
Wasn't he burned to death though, or am I thinking of War Gilgar?
I think you're thinking of War Gilgar.
Yeah, probably. So let's see. I think Zendola was the other one. Yeah, Zendola only had one appearance. And I think there's one more Zone Fighter monster we had consideration, and yeah, I think he's probably the most recurring of the monsters, so.
Yeah, true. So basically, guys, there are a lot of new monsters being planned for the KWC. So yay!
Yeah.
You'll have new toys.
Yep.
New meth to try.
Yep. And I'm going to be sure to overload the meth on my side of things.
Yeah.
Gray
I'm
knows
overload it with Hedora.
Gray knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Sadly, I do.
None of this is a surprise to him, but needless to say, when you see the stuff I cook up,
well, here's a note. Like, I get a freaking text message or like a Facebook message at like 11 o'clock at night. Hey, Grayshot, what if we had this new monster? Wouldn't it be awesome? Here's some pictures. Tell me what you think. Hey, Grayshot, what do you think of the monster? I'm like, wait, what is? Oh God, that interesting. Sure.
That is a penis.
And then I get 20 messages saying like, how should we implement him? Who should we have him fight against? I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh gosh.
Hey, I mean, I'm just waiting for Giant Sarazawa to be in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or Don Fry, Giant Don Fry.
Oh yeah.
Giant Sarazawa was in a match.
Or at least
Yeah, he was in a match. He was in the April Fool's Day match.
Oh yeah, that's right.
April Fool's matches don't count.
Hey,
he has to be KWC canon.
Oh god.
Well, KWC canon. Technically, that match had pretty much everything. That match I made sure like every possible way I could, like Giant Sarazawa, which was KaijuX's idea, had that implemented. Monster Master created the majority of the map. I'd say like 90-95% of that match. I edited it, but the ending, I made a post about this, but the ending was completely KaijuX's idea, which I modified, which was Hesi Ghidorah making appearance. Which in the original one, the Giant Condor was just gonna, I'm gonna destroy the universe. But that one was like, no, there should be something to this. And then KaijuX, I sent to KaijuX saying, hey, what would you do with this? Because originally KaijuX was going to do a Giant Sarazawa match, which didn't end up coming through.
Yeah.
Which is why he just has that small cameo in the match which says, like, all the monsters in Giant Sarazawa. But the Hesi Ghidorah, you had this battle planned. I was like, I don't think we have enough here, let me just shorten this to a quick battle, or just like a quick instance, and yeah, this would be perfect. Send it back, perfect.
Right. Yeah, I actually wasn't expecting you to edit that, because like in my retake of it, if you will, Hasty Ghidorah actually died for the purpose of quote-unquote consistency. But yeah, it's like, I was kind of surprised when Gray edited the match so that way Hasty Ghidorah actually won.
Shattered. What was it? Shattered the fabric of time and space? I can't remember.
Oh gosh.
He basically threw the Giant Condor to kill all the monsters on Earth. Basically flew at like super speed to the moon and flapped his wings, sending the moon crashing to the Earth.
Yeah, that's right.
Which then killed all the monsters. Oh no, I'm sorry. First he hit the monsters with his wings, sending them into like the mantle and the crust. Then he flew up to the moon and flew that into the freaking planet, causing it to explode.
That's right. That's right. And I think it was just kind of like Hasty Ghidorah comes out of nowhere and just fries him.
Yeah, just kills him as he's putting on a pair of sunglasses and he just flies off into nowhere.
Yeah.
The ending tagline is, "It'd be a cold day in hell before if the Giant Condor ever won a KWC match before it did," which I thought was quite appropriate.
Right. Oh gosh. Yeah, actually for like my first like with the Giant Dr. Sarazawa match, I actually wanted like the part of the joke to be to take it 100% seriously. Like, is this supposed to be a legit match or not? And it would have been, it would have had this story thing going and everything, where he would have fought like Kiryu and Destroya, fitting. But
Yeah, when you okay, let me give you the idea of getting this match. You get a message later at night. Hey, I have this. I want to make a super serious match featuring Kiryu, Destroya, and Giant Dr. Serizawa, which then follows a link to a YouTube page, which has like PS1, PS2 era graphics, and a giant man holding something, smashing freaking cities that are like.
yeah.
He's like, I want to be 100% serious. I'm like, uh, good luck with that. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. But unfortunately, writer's block sort of hit me hard, so I couldn't really follow through with it.
Oh
Luckily, I
God,
think,
don't even talk to me about writer's block.
yeah. So
It's the worst.
it's a bit of a bummer. Oh lordy.
I have 3 large matches on hold right now because of writer's block.
Yeah, I know those feels, dude. I know them feels.
I actually since we're on this topic, I'm actually writing a few. Right now, I think I have 15 or 16 matches that are current. Well, I had 3 that were posted, and then I have all the way up to KWC 15 written. But I'm currently working on 16 and 17, and yeah, writer's block has hit me on those as well, which kind of actually works because now I can actually focus on KWC itself as well as the banners, which are a blast to do. I did like I did the banner of a few KWC matches, which I have no intents and purposes of releasing for some time. They're just for like entertainment. I was like, oh, this would be awesome, and I created them in like rapid succession. So.
Yeah. I know this is just like banner making. Like sometimes I make more banners than I do matches, so it's like, oh, that'd be great. Boom, 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 or whatever.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Whereas I created the banner, now I have to write the
Who
match
wrote
for said banner.
was it Maguma and Gazora versus Destroya?
I don't think. Oh man,
I don't think anybody actually wrote that match, did
I
they?
don't. I don't
They
think
did.
that was legit.
They did.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was submitted, and I think it was an example of a 2 one-sided match. So, excuse me. So they posted it on the forum. I'm pretty sure it might have been gone because of the incidents, but I remember they were posted, and there was even a banner with them.
Yeah. Man, it's been a long time. Good
Pretty sure
gosh.
it's in fanfic section. I think. I'm not sure.
Right. Good gosh, it's been forever.
A long time. I remember just taking one look at the banner and I was like, I'm not gonna read this, and then moved on to the next page.
Oh, jeez.
I was like, yes. I was actually, interestingly enough, that actually inspired me to. I've since lost the match. I know where to retrieve it. I just don't want to because it would take a lot of effort to.
Right.
But I wrote, oh god, the beginning mostly of Maguma versus Destroya. I was completely 100% serious, and it actually makes sense. That's the thing. It's not one-sided.
Right. I could probably guess the plot, or at least the setting. So.
Go for it. I dare you.
Double dare you.
Antarctica.
Yes.
Yeah, that would make sense because Maguma lives in that region. Destroya's weak to cold, so it makes sense to balance it out that way.
Yeah, man, you see right through me. God.
Yep.
No, the plot was it was like Maguma just chilling, like literally just chilling. And that was it. And then you just see flying form destroyed, just crashes into the ground, and then reforms into aggregate, and then they fight. And then I'm not actually gonna spoil the ending.
Yeah,
but yeah,
just keep that for yourself.
Yeah. Just hold it to my heart for all eternity till it burns a hole in it.
That'll be one I'm looking forward to because it's like I mean, I remember a couple years ago I wanted to do my own kind of like serious take of Gazora and Maguma versus Destroya, again with the kind of similar setup that would take place in Antarctica, but I never really followed through with it because, well, I just didn't. It's just
Yeah.
What are your guys' like thought processes like whenever writing a match? Like, how do you decide which monster gets to fight which monster? Like, let's talk about some like the actual like writing processes and stuff.
Well, I can't. Well, a match of mine isn't up yet. I think I can go into a basic of idea of what I do, and for the most part, it just kind of comes down to who hasn't been used a whole lot yet. Because right now, I'm just trying to go out and find some of the lesser used guys and just try and work matches around them. So whether they're 3-way, 4-way, one-on-one, I mean,
Giggity.
those are variables kind of out of my control, sort of. It just
Beat me
depends on
to
what
it.
I feel like challenging myself to do. So, yeah.
Um. Well, for me, you see, I have a tank in my room that has 2 dolphins in it, and there's a bunch of balls that have the names of monsters on it. And what they do is they will take the balls and put them in a little bin, and that's how I decide who. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to
You know,
say.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually, for a second there, thought you were being 100% serious up until the point where you said they actually get it. Because I was thinking like you have a fish tank with 2 dolphins, and you just like try to drop. You just drop these like little pebbles or like little balls and see which one get in each one, and that's the monster. Until you said they actually retrieve it, and I'm like, that's wait.
no, for me, you guys, everyone will see eventually when one of my matches gets posted. The first like complete match that I ever finished was ridiculous because it had so many monsters in it that had no affiliation with each other whatsoever. And really, it's just kind of whenever I write matches, it's really impulse. Like, what monsters do I think would be cool or fun to write for, and what monsters I know I can write for easily. And any monster I think would be decently interesting to see them fight each other. For example, like Orga, I love to use because he eats things.
Right.
So a lot of it's random for me.
And I guess for myself, before we head to you, Draglord, essentially my kind of idea is I always like I'm kind of following the footsteps of Tom, whereas I like a KWC with a good story. So usually I try to pick monsters that, again, serve the story as well as the fight the best. So it usually just depends on what type of scenario I've cooked up. For instance, there's this one match I've worked on where basically it's like a set piece after a set piece after a set piece after a set piece, and the monsters I chose for each of them, they all flow into each other. I think there's like 9 or 10 monsters in the entire thing, but essentially each monster has its own zone where it kind of fights, and it just try to make it flow naturally in that type of sense. But yeah, that's kind of like my process. So I like set pieces, and I also like using monsters that again haven't really fought against each other before. At least my example would be there was this one match I wrote, which is far in the future, so most people should forget by the time I say this. But I wrote a match which it was Gabra versus Gauss versus Gamora, and how I got all 3 of them together is probably a story on itself. But well, it is a story. But I mean, naturally, you would never think of those 3 monsters going head to head. So I like picking 3 like weirder monsters and putting them together, or a few monsters that you wouldn't see coming.
I think for myself, like first things first, like whenever I think of the monsters, I try and find some sort of affiliation between them, and like whenever I start writing, I try and see if I can get like some sort of synergy or chemistry between them. Like for example, one match that I was writing or sort of wrote, it was more kind of a brainstorming session, I guess, but it was Gabra versus Jet Jaguar. And one of the ideas I had for this match was that Gabra would shock Jet Jaguar and it would mess up his size changing stuff. So like sometimes, so at random intervals, either he would fully shrink down, fully enlarge, or perhaps like a body part of his might, become smaller or larger. Or, I try and
Giggity.
so yeah.
Wow, that's some pretty out of the box thinking. Interesting. I like the sound of that. Get back to
Like
it.
I try and
Get back to work.
and then like another match I had was Varan versus King Kong. Both of them were both revered as gods, basically. So, having them fight on Faroe Island and, the villagers, witnessing the fight between gods or whatever.
Actually, slightly off topic, but that was actually one of the years and years ago. I used to look at images and stuff, and like I used to just type in versus matches, and I think that was one of them. King Kong versus Varan.
Like I try.
Oh.
I mean, yeah. I just try to figure out matches that don't seem to come out of nowhere. Which that's kind of one thing that I've kind of noticed with some of these matches. Like some of them do kind of feel a bit out of left field. Like nobody really. It's like some people just kind of lump these two together. Like, oh hey, let's have these two fight. Well, give me a good reason why these two are fighting.
Yeah, I can agree with that because like another thing I should note is I never would write a match where two monsters don't have a motivation to fight, because in that situation where both monsters should have something equal or to gain or something. For instance, Zilla is obviously a protector, so it's trying to defend something, whereas let's say C-Rex is obviously trying to eat something, and we've lost Beef Big Shot again.
Yeah, we just lost Beef again.
But
I'm sure it'll be back on in a bit, but keep talking.
Oh, but any case, yeah. But even if it's random, like I make my match, all of them, like all three monsters have an instinct or a reason to fight
or motivation.
Exactly. Or another one I have is basically like, which is I try to use is more like Junior versus basically another monster. Basically, it's destroying the city, and Junior is basically like, okay, I need to at first fight for my, I need to fight for the, basically like for, hey, I'm a Godzilla, I need to win. That is what I do. Whereas the other monster's like, small fry food. So yeah, just always making sure there's a good motivation behind it.
Yeah,
and that's why Beef Big Shot is the worst Toho Kingdom member on the forum. You were saying?
Yeah. Another thing that I also like to do whenever writing a match is listen to music. Like for one match, I was writing Space Godzilla versus Legion in Paris. Like the music that I was listening to throughout that entire match was Night on Bald Mountain, to kind of set the mood and the tone for this entire match. Like, it's supposed to kind of have this sort of nightmarish feel to it.
Yeah. Ooh, that's cool. That's cool. I like the sound of that.
I think music is very good for the writing. Like, I think it kind of helps. One, it gives you energy and kind of makes you pumped up to write the match, and then and as I've said before, it kind of helps set the mood.
I usually do listen to music too, but sometimes it's like I get too distracted in the music, and it's like, oh crap, I have a match to write.
I do that too sometimes.
Yeah.
The viewers of this
awkward video.
Nah, you're fine.
I mean, you can always edit out those bits.
Yeah, I know, but still.
But that takes effort. Who wants to do that?
I do.
By the way, next time I should note I can just screen cap the entire thing so you can have the audio in one bit.
Really?
Yeah, I can. I'm part of a. While I'm not working 80 hours a week or 2 weeks, and while I'm not the moderator of the KWC, I'm also, as well as the forum, I'm also, my brother and I, we're twins. We have a YouTube channel, Gray Shot Productions.
Yeah.
It's kind of small, but we do gameplay videos and other stuff. And
Really?
I made a really bad KWC thing a while ago, which made fun of Titano, but I digress. Don't look at that. Look at the modern day stuff because it's a lot better.
Yeah, I'm gonna go downvote all your stuff.
Yeah. Wait, no. I thought you were gonna say upvote. Darn you. Well, here, shameless plug over. I think Beef, you were speaking.
Was I?
I thought it was a Dragalord that was speaking.
Oh,
No,
yes.
it was Dragalord,
Yeah.
not me.
No, Beef is obviously me.
Obviously.
Well,
Obviously,
let's see.
the
I talked about
Form
yeah.
wacky. The
Alright,
lackey is also
so
the mod.
we talked about chemistry with the fighters. I've also talked about, using music to help me, get creative. One thing that I personally don't like to do is write big matches like my Godzilla or my Destroy All Monsters remake fight that I was writing. That's pretty much like the only big fight that I ever have wrote. Like I mainly just stick to like 3 or 4 at most. Like I kind of feel that a big match like that, or like big matches, they kind of drag on, and you know.
So you're not like a fan of like Tom's matches or like everyone versus everyone. You're more like a fan of like the short but like good like
The
I don't know.
slightly
Like
shorter.
Space Godzilla versus Grand King Ghidorah that Tom wrote.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's. I had to say that's one of my favorites right there.
Mhm.
Space
I
Godzilla
love
versus
that
Grand
match.
King Ghidorah. Man, that was great.
Yeah, that was. I mean, both sides had their ups, their downs. Yeah, that was a great one all the way through.
Oh yeah, definitely. Actually, if you don't mind, if I could change the subject matter a little, and something I've mentioned to Beef during our whole talk thing with the whole Neo Hedera thing. Let's see. I feel he goes without saying that we can use those characters, like the Heat group, and I feel as if Calico from Hanna-Barbera is on safe grounds too. But what about the characters that appeared in the Marvel Godzilla comics?
Ah. My only note would be the fact that he is, or the monsters are to be quite honest, like the reason why I would love to use the trilopods. By the way, they are fantastic looking monsters. They're pretty cool. They're like a cool kind of they go one step beyond Orga because they just get the abilities like right then and there, but
Right.
without killing the monster. But my note on that is I don't want to start introducing the comic book version. Like I don't want to start introducing comic books because then if let's say you have a trilopod versus something that doesn't have that art style, it kind of just looks off.
Right. Well, I don't mean in terms of monsters, but I mean in terms of human characters.
Oh yeah,
'Cause if
by all
you-
means, I would say yeah, that's totally.
So we could totally use Captain America and Thor in our
Thor.
matches.
Yeah.
No, let's not go. Let's not get
Gray's like,
super
oh god,
happy here.
no, what I say?
That's what I was getting
I
at,
immediately
yeah.
regret this.
I was thinking like the plot of like the Godzilla Legends, like those characters like the kid that could control Titanosaurus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or-
Tristan? Okay.
Or the team that piloted Mechagodzilla, which I thought was far more
Yeah.
interesting than the team that
Right.
did
Okay.
originally.
Well, of course, those are all like IDW, and unlike what I'm trying to refer to, it's like I'm just trying to say, could we use existing Marvel characters in our KWCs? And that looks like a no. So
One involves, reasonably low chance of IDW lawyers, and one involves a very high chance of Disney lawyers. And no offense, I'm far more scared of those Disney lawyers.
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
did you see what they did to Chris?
Chris.
From Toho Kingdom.
Oh,
yeah.
Toho Kingdom? Oh no,
Yeah.
I haven't actually.
He never stood a chance. He never stood a chance.
Jeez.
He just got blindsided. Yeah, it was a bad day,
Dang.
and that's why he has that black eye and shaved head.
Don't.
Don't mess with the mouse.
Gotcha. Duly noted.
Unless you sell
Alright.
the mouse meth, in which case he needs you.
Alright, yeah, that's all I was curious about. Is like, I kind of figured it would go into the no territory, partially because they're established characters with their own set of lawyers and all that. Whereas something like, I guess the human characters of the Dark Horse or IDW would be perfectly suitable. But yeah, I kind of figured Marvel would be a little bit more on the no side. So
Yeah, I mean, when I was first writing the KWC, fun fact, I actually was planning I didn't really notice the you can't use characters outside. So my big event was going to be a crossover between Halo and the Godzilla franchise, where it ended with like this massive invasion of Earth with like scarabs.
Oh my goodness.
That was like after I finished the Zilla and Gara and that match, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to change that one up a bit. So
Right.
There's so many alien races, but you had to use the Covenant.
hey, I like
Hey,
the Covenant. I'm a big Halo
Better
nerd.
idea. Better idea.
I'm
Make the Covenant, but out of Godzilla races.
Actually, fun fact: I did there was a match I did a few years ago. It was for Halloween. It was a horror match, in which case the Flood landed on Monster Island and took over all the monsters but Godzilla. And the reason I had the plot point of they couldn't take over Godzilla because the radiation that he gave off basically, killed them, so they couldn't infect him normally. So they had to kill him. And Junior was also immune, but he kind of died. So it was kind of like at the very end, it had this massive grave mine versus Godzilla, and yeah, I thought that was one of my more interesting matches. I'll give it that. But yeah, that kind of had like where I was going for, and I was like, yeah, I guess I'm not doing that.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Since you brought up the whole Halo and Godzilla stuff, like,
so
what?
Oh, go ahead.
no,
Well,
by all means, Draglord.
Yeah, I was gonna say, since you brought up the whole Halo and Godzilla, like, what monsters and characters from like non-Toho stuff would you like to see get brought into the KWC? Like, if it was allowed.
Ooh, I have a full list for you. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, Mecha Gamera, Goku, and Ridley.
Ridley's too big to be
God.
KWC. Ridley's too big to be KWC. Why are you asking?
Yeah.
To be fair, I actually use a lot of throughout my KWC. You're going to see a lot of references because, I mean, I don't get me wrong. I completely am okay with people making references to the modern day culture. I think that's perfectly fine. If you made if you didn't, I think it'd be kind of weird. For instance, there's this one match I wrote where Red versus Blue is actually one of the plot points. Well, one of the plot points to a villain, actually. Well, and Randy. So essentially, like, Randy's watching something and Nick walks by and he just sees him watching Red versus Blue, which I can imagine would be something, that he watches since he's like, internet. And he just watches, I just see, a CGI program with people bobbing their heads up and down, and he just, walks away. So, I mean, I definitely try to make references to pop culture or, things in my art, because if you don't, then, it kind of feels like its own universe.
It's not really fun.
Exactly. So, and I've named plenty of characters after, people I know, which have a few spotlights, or I've written characters where, out of famous Halo players, or key. I have a Captain Keyes and a Captain, or I think I have an Admiral Cole. So,
right.
So I mean, you can pay. I definitely pay homage to those because obviously they've been captains in those series, but they're not exactly the same character. I would, that I wouldn't, that I would not allow for. But if you can definitely make references or get Easter eggs.
Okay, yeah, I suppose that'd be fine.
Like Godzilla's stomping in England, and he steps on a blue police booth.
All right, Doctor Who. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like that fun stuff like that, I am perfectly fine with, as long as the character isn't actually used, or it's only used in
a
mentioning
cameo.
Or
yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
I would not expect Doctor Who to then pop out of the TARDIS with a freaking with his trusty pen thing and kill Godzilla there. No.
right. All right.
Speaking of, how did Baggin become eligible again?
I think it's
the CGI models. I think.
Was that just only?
Yeah, it was the fact that it was Baggin was. He had the movie studio tour model going for him, and it was just since he's an established character, technically, why not? I think that would be my guess of how things went down. But this was back when Titano Goji 16 was head, so I can't say for sure.
Yeah, who knows what was going on then?
I mean, there are a lot of great shots of like that. It's better than the other one, I will admit. But I mean, it was a monster that was used heavily. Out of all the unused monsters, he was probably the most infamous. He was used in a game, so I think out of all of the cut monsters, he was the most popular of them. So I understand why they would use him.
Yeah.
Especially, but I doubt you're going to see anything unless there is an official CGI model or something using him of like the others. So
Yeah.
Actually, the pictures you see of Baggin and Degolas in the cut movie section actually aren't CG models. They're actual, like, statues, I believe.
oh wow.
So, yeah, so they physically exist. That's why I'm on the hunt to find anything of Degolas. I'm trying to find that guy. Even if it's just to give more information to the world, but from the looks of it, I don't think that's going to be happening. Oh, well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting. Like, I don't like his CGI is pretty good as well, but my only note is like, I mean, his powers and whatnot. Like, Big at least had a game where he was the end boss.
Right.
Like, he was the Godzilla couldn't even beat him. He had to become Super Godzilla.
Mhm.
So
I mean, Space Godzilla.
yeah, basically. So, I mean, that'd be my notes. Like, Bagan had some history, and he was going to be in 2 movies, but was canceled. So it kind of felt fitting to have him in there. Whereas Degolas or any of
Degolas
the other
pretty much is like little to nothing to him outside of the design.
or like the alien or like any of the other like unused monsters, they really don't have the history.
Yeah. Beef dropped. Oops. No, Beef, come back to us. We all
Beef,
hate
come
you.
back.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
He has a beef with us.
Boo.
Oh, God.
What, no Carlos from Magic School Bus jokes?
I'm above that, sir. Thank you.
Liar.
Okay, I'm not.
Let's see. I think that might be. Oh wait. Hang on.
And that is why beef will never be allowed on the Toho Kingdom forums ever again.
Take blast. That's gonna be a recurring joke from here on. Oh great! I
tried.
just said it. I
Oh,
think I ruined it.
What doesn't help is the fact that Skype Mobile keeps crashing on me. So
Don't.
Hey, it's working out for me, man. The jokes just keep on coming.
Does anyone else have anything to say?
Well, I think we kind of went a bit off topic on the whole, non-Toho monster editions.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
definitely did go off topic.
That's what we call we lure people in with the general topic and then just kill them with the strange subtopic.
That or straight
Yeah.
subtopics, to be specific.
yeah. I have a question if you guys don't mind.
I have an answer.
How far when you're writing are you willing to like stretch a monster's character? Because as long I don't know, whatever pretty much you want.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. I would say like, it also depends. Like for instance, this isn't a monster, but for like Goro Ibuki, in the Megalon film, he really had no character. He was kind of like, oh, I'm the scientist, and then I got captured, and then I did this and this. He had some things, but when I wrote him in the previous match, I turned him into like a wiser, older gentleman with kind of like a mentor kind of idea. And it kind of fit the age because it's like, okay, you have years of experience under your belt. It kind of makes sense because for my matches, they're all chronological, which kind of is weird because I wrote them all in 2012, so they're kind of based in that time frame. But that's what I kind of based off of. And for the monsters, I kind of have the same type of feeling. Whereas, I mean, as long as it doesn't go too extreme, like as long as Godzilla isn't like an invader from space, that Space Godzilla obviously, or King Ghidorah is like the protector of Mars, or you know what I mean, like stuff like that. I would say is a no-go.
Right. I mean, maybe unless you could potentially stretch that. Like, I could see. This is just me speaking for myself here. Like, I could see Heisei Ghidorah kind of taking on something a little bit more heroic, but not quite to the levels of GMK, if that makes sense.
The lesser of two evils.
Right, like
Like an
lesser
anti-hero.
evils lesser two evils are just kind of like animal-like, like Angiers or something.
Well,
So.
technically speaking, GMK Ghidorah wasn't necessarily like a full-on hero. He was just kind of doing his
Defending,
job.
defending the nature and all that. Yeah. So.
All that crap.
He basically got woken up and was like, okay, I am ticked off. Who am I gonna? Oh my god, that guy's huge.
Yeah.
Now I'm not done growing.
I'm not quite done growing yet. Uh-oh.
I mean, like, I don't know how far I don't think I'm stretching Grand King Ghidorah that badly, but like in my Destroy All Monsters remake match, like, I did have him evil, but I did give a reason as to why he's evil, which... And
I think is perfectly fine, because every monster, I mean, you never really have a true backstory to any of those monsters. Like I've considered like backstories for Zone Fighter. Like I freaking wrote some things about his family. I've like Ultraman. I invented some stuff where basically he's become like a arrogant, embittered, like older gentleman at that age. So I mean, you can turn the characters as long as to their core they're still that, Grand Ghidorah will always be like an evil monster. Ultraman, no matter what age, is still Ultraman. Or Zone Fighter is at no matter age, he's still Zone Fighter. Like
Right.
as long as you don't change the core concept of him, that's fine. It's kind of I guess it's kind of like the DC when they change up the monster, like the heroes, or give Superman or something. It's like, at the end of the day, that guy is still Superman, even though he's wearing black and has a mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Anyone else have anything to offer? Because it's like, pretty much past the 2-hour mark at this point.
Well, by the time we edit all that stuff out, it'll probably be a bit less than 2 hours.
Probably a little less, but even then, like I said, the time frame I gave of 6 to 8's already been passed up. So.
Wow, way to fail, KaijuX, the moderator. I mean, terrible job.
KaijuX, this is why you'll never be in control of the KWC.
Pretty much. Hopefully, well, okay, anyone? Because I'm probably gonna kind of,
Okay, well, on a serious topic, first off, I just wanted to actually say thank you. Oh, that hurt. Thank you, KaijuX, for hosting this. This was an awesome idea. Hope everyone has enjoyed listening to this. I must say, it was, again, fantastic idea, and I'm glad we had some awesome first guests. So, Draglord, Big Shot, thank you guys for joining.
Yep.
No problem.
Awesome as always.
Yeah. So anyway, this will be it for our first Kaiju War Chronicles committee meeting. Hope to see more of you guys there next time, and we will see you all later. All right, take care. Good night.